Boomflowah! Good evening, this is Bel Geode, and we are back with some more DCS World. And I know it's been a while since you've seen this animal right here, the Huey, but I got the urge again to try it, and since I heard that they had finally fixed the troop embark command, it's not perfectly fixed, but I'll get into that later. I wanted to make a quick mission where I actually demonstrate the insertion and extraction of our favorite Special Forces squad, the Voodoo Squad. If you've been watching my Arma series, you know all about the Voodoo Squad. But they go even further back than that, because I used to make Huey missions and even Spetsnaz missions where I did the troop insertion, so I wanted to do that again. Alright, but what are we doing here on this beautiful winter afternoon? Today we are going to Smirch Village. Yes, sirree, Smirch Village. Alright, I'm going to read the situation and our objective, and then we'll hop right in, because this is going to be a longer mission. Situation is, we have received word that the enemy has moved in a column of Smirch pieces into a small mountain village with intent to launch on some of the larger cities in Georgia. They are definitely within range. Bolstered by special forces, they have managed to take over the entire village and have also secured a perimeter for themselves. We do not know when the enemy plans to strike, but we have to insert the vaunted Voodoo Squad to liberate the village and destroy the Smirch units. And our objective. We are Voodoo 9-1, a one-ship of Huey, UH-1H, who will be inserting, then extracting the 12-man Voodoo Squad near the village. Tune your FM radio to 40, as we have a man in the field transmitting near the location of your LZ. He will pop blue smoke for you upon approach. I hope he doesn't get himself shot. Wow, brave dude right there. Once notified by Voodoo Squad that they have reached the village, your primary target are the 4 identified Smirch units and their Special Forces guards. If needed, pave the way for Voodoo Squad to liberate the village. Additionally, Pontiac 8-1 is a 2-ship of Huey Cobras who will provide escort for your flight and CAS during the firefight. So there we go. This is what we're going up against. Roughly about 30 units, including, of course, the 4 Smirches, which are our highest priority. But as you can see, they have also got some anti-air. So we need to pretty much take out everything that we possibly can. It's going to be one of those missions where we rely on the ground forces to help us out as much as they rely on us to save their bacon. So, with all of that having been said, let's hop into the mission and get this bird started. Okay, so we are in Sukhumi. It's been a while since I've been in Sukhumi, and you can see Voodoo Squad is already Oscar Mike. So let's go ahead and get our startup sequence by flicking on our radio altimeter. We'll get our anti-collision and nav lights on, AC phase, generator, DC, and power. And we'll turn this off. Okay, quick test of the caution and warning lights panel. Everything's good. We'll get our hydraulics and force trim, chip detector that is, fuel, and we'll get our throttle all the way up and then all the way back down to idle. Okay, so that's pretty much set to start, so I'm going to go ahead and get our radios on with our IFF and our VHF and UHF. I'm going to take a moment to tune in Sukhumi's frequency, which I happen to know is 129.0. So that is set, and we'll get the rest of the radios on here and set that to 3. We do have rockets on board. I want to set that to pairs, so 1 pair, and we'll put it to the middle switch. We'll leave that off. We do have flares, just in case they've got, you know, man pads or anything. So we'll put that on, and I need to set this to 40. That's our FM radio. Okay, now, let's close our door. And since we do have power and all the radios are on, we will call for clearance to start up from Sukhumi Tower.
Sukhumi, Pontiac 9-1, request startup.
Pontiac 9-1, Sukhumi, cleared for startup.
Okay, we are cleared for startup. So we're going to cast our attention to the gas producer gauge there, and I'm going to hold down the starter switch. We're going to keep it held down until everything starts up. So right around 10, the rotors should start turning. That should be about there. Yep, we have verified the rotors are turning, so now we're just going to wait for 40, and of course one of the lights will disappear off the caution and warning panel. That's also a pretty clear indicator that it's time to let go the starter switch. Alright, so we're almost there. 30 and 40 should be right there. There it goes. Okay, so we'll let go the starter switch. Let the engine do its thing. In the meantime, let's go ahead and get our instrument and panel lights up. Since you may have noticed, it is late afternoon. I'm pretty sure this mission will last long enough for night to completely fall. So we're definitely going to want to have some lights up in here. There we go. While we're at it, we'll get our inverter on so all our electrical systems are up and running. And I'm going to set our radio altimeter. Now, if you remember, the Huey has two settings, low and high. So I'm now moving the low, and I'm going to set that to about 150 feet because I figure the average tree in our way is between 100 and 150 feet. Now, for the high end, I'm going to set that for about 500. But bear in mind, if we're going up against like AAA or something like that, we're probably going to want to gain a heck of a lot more altitude than that. But I think 500 should be a good cruise out. Now our compass, let's see if we can line up our HSI with that. It looks like it's about 350 degrees, so right there should be good. And let's go ahead and bring our throttle up to full throttle. There we go. She is powering up. Fred, Tyrone, if you will do the honors and open the doors, please. We can get Voodoo Squad on board and we can get the heck out of here. So let's get out of this menu for the time being. And airborne troops, this is new. But this is what we want, called Voodoo. Alright, so it'll take them a couple of seconds to run over here, but we're going to go to the outside to load them up. Okay, all 12 of our Voodoo Squad is on board, so let's just get rid of this master caution light here. And we'll get that down. Okay, now I can set my nav lights to flash, because we're going to be taking off in a moment, and we'll get our landing lights on. There we go. Alright, you may have noticed the Pontiac 8 has also started up. It's going to take them a little while to get started, so we're going to take off and loop around Sukhumi, and then we'll head on our way and they should be able to catch up with us. Alright, weapon system and countermeasures are armed. We'll set that to homing, because that's going to turn on in a moment. And let's get clearance to taxi to runway.
Sukhumi, Pontiac 9-1. Request taxi to runway.
Just between you and I, we're not really planning on taxiing the runway. We're going to take off in a taxiway.
Pontiac 9-1. Sukhumi, clear to taxi to runway 30.
Alright, that is what I wanted to hear. Okay, collective coming up. Cyclic to the left and back. A little bit of pedal. Whoop, a little too late on the pedal there. And there we go. We are in ground effect. Nice. Alright, so we're going to swing around this way just past Pontiac 8. You can see their rotors are now turning, so they should be airborne momentarily. This is going to be our runway here, so we're just going to go past them a little ways, and then we will go ahead and take off into the wild blue yonder. man, no matter how many times I fly this thing, I'm still always very wobbly with it. But thankfully, we do have the trim that we can set on this thing, and that does help out a lot. And then, of course, we also have the little autopilot that we can flick on for those long runs. And incidentally, we are heading towards those mountains over there, so there will be a point in time when I will just simply put the autopilot on. But as we're passing by Pontiac 8, it looks like they are almost ready for takeoff. So instead of orbiting around here, we're going to continue to our first waypoint, which is going to be that little bridge up ahead on the road that's leading from Sukhumi Airport. And then we're going to hang a right, and we're going to make our way towards the mountain pass that we need. Oh, there we go. Pontiac 8 is now airborne. Excellent. So in a few moments they will call that they are just past waypoint 1, which I gave them the same exact waypoint as we have, which is right here. You can see the bridge below me there. There it is. As soon as they catch up, they will get into formation, flanking me on either side, and they will stay in formation until we get to the LZ. Now, a word of note, you may have noticed that it said that we needed to tune our frequency to 40 so that we can pick up the transmission. There's a little guy in a Humvee there.
Pontiac 8, passing waypoint 2 at 500.
Okay, they're going to be joining us up momentarily, so let's go back to the outside view and see if we can find them. Oh yeah, they got into formation nicely. Alright, we can go ahead and kill the lights now. So headlights, turn you off. And let's get our anti-collision off, as well as our nav light. And now that it's retracted, I'll put it back to the center position there. Okay, so we are on the way. It's going to take us a little bit to actually get there, and I'm probably going to edit out some parts because, I mean, let's face it, do you really want to see me fly the entire way there? There's like nothing going on, and I can't talk forever, you know? I can, however, tell you that, you know, I'm sorry that there hasn't been a whole heck of a lot of DCS World videos. If you are a regular on my channel, you've probably noticed that the lion's share of videos has gone to X-Plane 11. I was kind of hoping I would have early access to the Tomcat to be able to start bringing some of that content to you, but it is not quite ready just yet, and only a small handful of folks have access to it right now. I was not one of the lucky ones. But I do promise you this, when the Tomcat does eventually come out, which I do believe will be soon, trademark, you're going to be seeing a lot of it on this channel. I've decided that pretty much I want to specialize more on the Tomcat in particular, carrier ops in particular, and helicopter stuff. So even though I have like the Kristen Eagle and the Yak-52 that I want to show you, you might not see it as often as you would like. Now, with that having been said, I should make you aware that I'm not going to, like, totally give up on the Hornet. You will see some Hornet stuff. Let me check my gun sight there. Yep, everything's looking good. Alright, I am going to set this to about 30 because I noticed when I tested this mission earlier that my rockets tended to drop higher than I could see in VR through the gun sight. And this chart does not appear to be too accurate in VR, but I found that setting it to 30 will put the rockets exactly where I want them to go. So that should be fine for me. Alright, I think everything checks out there. So we can close that up for the time being. We'll open that up momentarily. Well, as soon as we get to our destination. We do need to adjust course a little bit here, so swing out a little to the left. If you're wondering how I was able to get the Huey Cobras to escort me, even though there is technically an escort function, on helicopters it doesn't work as well as it does with aircraft. So you actually have to set them to follow you, and if you set them as a front, so that way they are basically in a line with each other, you can set one guy a certain amount of distance to the left, and then the other guy will automatically be placed either left or right of him. So there you go. Fun fact for you. My apologies in advance for this portion of the video, even though I decided to use the winter scenery, thinking, well, you know, it is February that I'm recording this, kind of want it to be at least period accurate, and hopefully there'll be less trees. I was wrong. I was wrong. The trees are still hitting my FPS incredibly, and if I turn down the max distance that they actually render, it kind of makes the video look a little bit like crap, so unfortunately I've got to kind of suffer through it. And I will do most of the suffering for you, so I'll try to edit out portions. You'll notice that parts of the video will skip forward in time a little bit. That's what it is. I'm trying to save you from having to go through my dropping FPS. Alright, I'm just checking my gas here. It looks like we've got plenty for this trip, as long as we're not orbiting for an extended period of time. If everything goes according to plan, when I set Voodoo down, they should make a beeline to the village, go through the southern portion of the village, loop around and go through the northern portion of the village, and clear out all the troops and stuff that they find there. They're also tasked with taking down the AAA sites. If they can get the AAA sites down, that will make life a hell of a lot easier for the rest of us to come in there. But then, that's kind of where I've got my little ace in the hole on either side here with these Huey Cobras. They're also loaded for bears, so if need be, they can drop a couple missiles on these guys and really make their days. Alrighty folks, so we're about 5 mics away from our insertion point for Voodoo. That is 5 minutes, so we're going to continue forward. Oh, excellent. Cool. So it's not the first empty spot, but the second one. That is our LZ. Okay, I think we can turn off our autopilot right now. Our homing beacon worked perfectly. If my understanding is correct, there should be like a radio station that our little guy on the ground is using to boost his signal, so to speak. And he's not really broadcasting anything of note, so we don't think that the enemy should be able to realize that they're basically being tracked. Okay, so once we pass this little clear spot there, that second clear spot that you're seeing directly ahead, that is going to be our LZ. Let me zoom in there. So right there. I'm going to put her down on the southern side of the little river. When we get a little closer, our dude is going to fire off a blue smoke. And that will be our signal to bring our guys in. So after I drop off Voodoo, my big plan is just going to be to orbit at some distance. I don't know if you can see the village, but it is in the next clear area on the right-hand side of the river. Not the left-hand side, mind you, but the right-hand side. The way it's laid out, there are two villages in little strips, and then I believe, according to the intel that we have, the Smirches should be parked in between those two villages in the clear area. You're probably wondering what a Smirch is, so I should probably explain that to you. A Smirch is an MLRS, or Multiple Launch Rocket System. It's got a pretty sizable range, and it can hit everything just beyond these mountains. It won't hit Sukhumi, but it will do a lot of damage to all the towns and villages that we passed along the way. So, obviously, it's going to be pretty important for us to take it out with a quickness. Alright, I'm bringing her down nice and easy here. So yeah, we want to go just past that river. Where is my blue smoke? Come on, dude. Don't let me down. Hey, there we go. Okay, so that is our LZ. I'm going to put her down on the left-hand side.
Pontiac 8, passing waypoint 3 at 1,500.
Excellent. Okay, those guys are going to orbit and wait for me to drop off Voodoo. They're going to continue orbiting once I begin my orbit, and then all of us will move along once Voodoo gives us the word to move in. Hopefully, we'll be out of range of the AAA. That is honestly my biggest fear, is that AAA.
On station at Balls 343, 450 at 1,600.
Thank you much, Pontiac 8. I really appreciate that. Okay, right about here should be good, so we'll plop her down. There we go. Alright, so before we dump our guys off, Fred, Tyrone, open your doors, please. Thank you so much. You don't have to do this to get them to exit, but I like doing it because it adds to the realism. And we're going to use the new Airborne Troops command. And it's going to tell us disembark. And Voodoo, you are go. Alright, so after those guys have unloaded, you can see them right there in their little winter camo, we're going to take off and head to the left. So let's go back to the outside view and watch Voodoo. Okay, Voodoo is a go, and we are a go, so let's get the collective up. Whoa, forgot my pedal that time. Sheesh. See, this is what happens when I fly too many different aircraft. I forget how to fly the one that I'm trying to fly for this particular video. Dang. Alright, now, I should also make you aware I put a little bit of a cheat in here for myself. What I did was I made it so that I have a radio command that I can use to have Voodoo toss out a flare. Now, according to our story, the enemy can't see the flares. It's just for me to see the flares. But that'll give me an idea of just how far they've progressed in their little quest to get to the village. And they should let us know when they are in contact with enemy troops, when they're actually inside of the AO. So as soon as we hear that, hopefully we will be in a position to begin our attack on the Smirch. But we're going to need to hold off until we at least have confirmation from Voodoo that one of the two SAM sites, or not SAM sites, but AAA sites that we have intel on has been destroyed. In particular, I think the southern one is probably going to be more dangerous than the northern one. The northern one seems to be a little close to the buildings of the village, so we might be able to kind of use the buildings as cover to sneak in there and, you know, basically blow up the Smirches. But that southern one is pretty much out in the open, so it will rip this tail off the Huey. We don't want that. We do not want that at all. Alright, I am going to put us in an orbit autopilot, which is also a thing that you can do with the Huey. It's kind of squirrely. You'll see that we're yawing a little bit there, but it'll stabilize itself in a moment here. And blue smoke will last about 5 minutes, so that'll disappear momentarily, but let me first check in on Voodoo. There we go. We want flare on Voodoo. There it is. Okay, they are in the woods. So they've got that one little forest clearing that they need to make it through, and then the villages that they're heading to are right over there. And if you look in between the two portions of the village, you'll see the smirches all piled together. That's our target. They are surrounded by Spetsnaz forces, so yeah, we're probably going to need to launch some rockets and take those guys out as well. Now, as for our little guy that hit us with the blue smoke there, he's going to be leaving the AO. His work is done. All he had to do was basically transmit a frequency, wait for us to come in, pop some blue smoke for us, and he's out of here. So we will not see him again for this mission until we get back to Sukhumi, which will probably be after nightfall. You may notice it's just about sunset right now. So thank you very much to him and his little Humvee. Hope he makes it back home safely, and we will take it from here. And I might as well set everything up from now, because it's going to get a little bit hectic in a few moments. Alright, but first, let's go outside. Okay, as I'm sure you saw, we just shot off another flare there, so that way we can keep track of Voodoo. They are almost to that first forest clearing before they get to the second portion of the forest that's going to lead them to the village. So, now comes the fun part. We just basically go round and round for a little bit. And I can't even see Pontiac 8 anymore. I know they're around here, but I think I gave them a wider orbit radius. Actually, I think it's automatic, so automatically they should be orbiting around somewhere. Alright, let's pop another flare. Okay, they just made it to the clearing. I also have them changing their formation. They started out in like a diamond formation. I kind of like the diamond formation. I think it's pretty cool. But since I have them going through the forest and I don't want them to get stuck on trees, DCS, you might want to fix that. Trees and buildings they keep getting stuck on. I have them going in a straight line, or I guess that would be a column, or file. And once they get through the forest, they'll go back into the diamond formation in order to assault the village. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. As for us, you may have noticed that we came out of our orbit. I am going to head over to this little village here, which is probably the village that's in the most immediate danger from these guys if they decide to launch these smirches. Let me do another flare real quick here first. Okay, they are definitely out in the open. Now remember, the enemy can't see the flare. It's just a cheat for me, for you guys, so that you can actually see, okay, well, Voodoo's actually moving. So yeah, that's the only reason why I put that in there. And I know a lot of you guys have been asking me for these missions that you keep seeing me make videos of. I do plan on doing that at some point in time. I just don't know when. Alright, but we are going to get Fred and Tyrone ready. We'll set them to return fire, so if any of those AAA open up on us, they will definitely be returning the favor. I think we're still out of range. I'm pretty sure they can hear us, but at least we're far enough out of range that they can't hit us, which is the important part. So while they're busy looking up at us, wondering why the hell is there a Huey, a black Huey no less, flying around the area, they won't notice Voodoo coming in. Alright, checking gas. We're still pretty good on gas. I'm going to gain a little bit more altitude. I'm going to go past this town here, and we're going to cut to the right. We'll go to the other side of the village, because when I come in to attack those smirches, I want to come in from the opposite side. Alright, let's get another flare on Voodoo. Come on, boys, where are you? There you are. Okay, so they just got into the next portion of the forest. You can see where it's going to open up. So, yeah, they will almost be there. They're going as fast as their little feet can take them. I'm almost half tempted to do like an Arma episode to see if I can replicate the conditions in Arma that I'm using for this video, but it would kind of mess up my story. So, yeah, I'm not going to do it. You may have noticed that in the Arma series, it is a very specific story that I'm trying to tell, so... And by the way, I've got more Arma coming up soon. I've got like about 3 videos roughly recorded. I need to do some extra takes on there and then get to work on the voiceovers and all of that good jazz. But enough about Arma, because we are in DCS, and we have a job to do. Alright, so I'm going to head over to this little village here. We will go back to the outside view for the time being, and we'll check in with Voodoo once more. Alright, it's almost showtime. So far we haven't gotten hit by any tracers, so I'm assuming that means we're still out of range, so we're just going to loiter over here for a bit. I think I see Pontiac 8 on the opposite side. And you can definitely see the Smirches smack dab in the middle there in between the 2 villages. Or the 2 halves of the village. Not quite sure exactly what it is. I noticed there's not even a name for this village. I'll have to see if I can find it on like Google Maps or something. I don't know. Alright, I'm going to swing out this way a little bit here. And right now we're just waiting to hear from Voodoo that they are in contact. Once that happens, we will snap ourselves around and begin the show. So yeah, fun times. Fun times. Aha! That's what I was waiting for. Okay, so Voodoo Squad is in contact. We're going to swing around. You also heard Pontiac 8 left their station, so they're going to be coming in as well. In the time that it's going to take me to swing around and head back over to this town, I'm hoping Voodoo will have placed their satchel charges or whatever it is that they have on that AAA and blown it to Kingdom Come. Otherwise, this is going to be a really short attack run, folks. Oh boy. I'm not seeing any tracer fire just yet. Maybe they jumped the gun? So to speak. It's possible. It's DCS. Anything's possible. Alright, well, we're going to keep heading on in until we have a good line of attack. Oh, there we go. Okay, okay, that's what I was waiting for. That's the AAA. Voodoo did their job. They just took out the AAA. There is still one more AAA on the other side, the left side, if you're looking where I'm looking. So we might want to see if we can shove some rockets on that. And Fred, Tyrone, you guys are cleared to fire. Whoa, okay, the show has definitely begun. Voodoo is going to town. Look at that. Dang. This is Sky Chopper 7. We have all kinds of traffic going on down there. You don't want to drive through this town anytime in the near future. Holy crap, what the heck is going on down there? Okay. And here comes the tracer fire for us. Okay, that's the AAA. I'm going to try to see if I can hit it here. Clearly I missed. Alright, we're going to need to get the heck out of here. Alright, Fred has begun the hostilities, which is okay by me.
Passing waypoint 5 at 1,300.
Alright, looks like Pontiac had an extra waypoint before they engaged their target, so hopefully they'll be going in sometime in the very, very near future. In the meantime, we're just going to kind of loiter here so that I can get a better assessment of the situation and figure out how we're going to pull this off. Let me see. Voodoo. Yeah, I should probably check on Voodoo. Okay, no, yeah, they are definitely in the southern part of the town. They are fully engaged right now. Wow. Okay. We could probably try another run and see if we can take out at least one of those smirches to, you know, kind of get the party started. Obviously, we're going to need to wait for Voodoo to finish with the southern half of town before they can commit to taking out the AAA on the northern half of the town. Or maybe I've got that reversed. I think the northern half is where they are right now, and the southern is what I'm trying to hit right now. Ah, that was too far ahead. I don't think I got it. Alright, we're going after the smirches. Come on, baby. Give me a hit. Give me a hit. Clearly, I'm going to need to get a little bit closer. Oh, so close.
Target hit.
That's the one. Okay, so 1 out of 4 ain't bad. And looks like we got either a BMP or a BTR down there taking pot shots at us. Holy crap! Woo! Alright, well, you do your thing, Pontiac, because right now they're going after us. Okay, it's time to go evasive and do some of that fancy pilot shit. We will be back momentarily as soon as I make sure that our tail is not on fire. Alright, we survived. No worse for wear. Hey, that is awesome. Okay, so Voodoo has less work to do. They don't need to worry about that southern AAA. Ooh, a little bit of stuttering there. My apologies for the stuttering and FPS drops. Voodoo, what are you doing? Oh, wait, no, that's not Voodoo. That's Pontiac 8. Why are you taking out my smirches? That is my job. Oh, my God. Look at that! That's 3 of them down. Alright, you know what? I'm going to take out this last one. Come hell or high water. Definitely not like that. That was far too wide. Alright. Nope, that was a little close. There's that BMP again. Got it! Nice. Ah, I missed the BMP, though. Alright, Pontiac, why don't you take out that BMP? That would be wonderful. Ah, sweet. Our objective is officially complete. The only thing we have to do now is cover Voodoo. So we're going to do that. And looks like Tyrone just lit up that BMP for me. Thank you very much, Tyrone. Let's see what's going on with Voodoo. Voodoo, where are you? Check in, please. Okay, they're still on that side of town. Northern side of town. Alright, give them hell, Tyrone. Give them hell. We're going to make this a cakewalk for Voodoo by the time we're done. And Voodoo is actually reporting officially that both AAA sites are down. Thank you, Voodoo. Holy crap, did we get hit? Dang, we got hit. Oh my God, I didn't even notice. In the excitement of all of this, I didn't even notice we got hit. Look at Sir Bug's side of the windshield there. It's got holes in it. And it looks like some of our instruments are down. I noticed my ADI is not working. Crap. Well, I hope we can make it home. And as if that were not enough, another casualty is my gun sight. So pretty much I am totally reliant on Fred and Tyrone to do their business here. Tyrone, as you can see, is taking no prisoners. I love it. Hey, look at that. That's another one bites the dust. Dang. I don't even have them set to like 100% accuracy. I think I have them set to like 85% accuracy, which I find is a bit more realistic than just having them be dead eyes all the time. He is kind of running low on bullets. It used to be that when they did short bursts, they actually did do short bursts, but that doesn't appear to be the case anymore. Now they just fire until they're out of bullets. He's trying to take that one out. Ah, looks like you missed. And looks like he is also out of bullets. Great job, Tyrone. Take 5. We're going to turn around the other way and we'll have Fred do some of the work here. Man, I can't believe I got shot up. Holy crap. Well, I can believe I got shot up. I mean, hello, I'm in an AO. But still, I figured we would have taken everything out before we actually took any hits. It doesn't appear that the Huey is any worse for wear, however, but there are an awful lot of fires down there. Alright, Voodoo, where are you? Holy crap! Well, Voodoo's hard at work as usual. Alright, so they are just now leaving the southern part of town. You may notice I also have Push Voodoo. That's for whenever they get stuck on buildings or trees or something like that. That's part of the reason why I put those 2 commands in there. If I ever get to the point where I can put all of these missions up, I will probably go through all the ones that have troop insertions involved and add those 2 commands in there. So that way it'll basically save you the headache of having to restart the mission every single time just because your troops won't move. And of course, you'll have a way to check up on your troops once they're on the ground, once their boots on the ground. Alright, whoa! Oh, that's outgoing. Fred, don't scare me like that, man. I am in VR, and folks, I don't care who you are. If you are in VR in this Huey, and you see tracer rounds flying, your first instinct is to flinch. Alright, Fred, don't waste all your ammo like Tyrone did. I'm going to swing us a little bit to the left here so he'll stop firing. Yeah, Eagle Dynamics, you might want to work on that. Either you or BelSimTek, since pretty much the same thing. Fix that. I want them to fire in short controlled bursts, not until they're totally out of bullets. That's just ridiculous. But anyway, I'm really glad they're here. I don't think I could do this if it was just me and Sir Bug. We would have been dead like 15 minutes ago. Speaking of which, I haven't heard anything out of Pontiac 8 for a little while. I hope they're still alright. Either that or there's not much else left for them to attack. Bear in mind that I also set them to fly above ground level instead of mean sea level, AGL instead of MSL. So they are probably having as much fun trying to navigate. Oh, there we go. Okay, so that tells me that they are somewhere on this side. They're probably below us. Because I think I set them up to fly at about 500 feet off the deck. Alright, there's Voodoo. Clearly I'm going to need to push Voodoo because they're still in the exact same spot. So I'm going to do that really quick here, and then we'll take another flare assessment. Figure out how far they got. Alright, they should be pushing now. We'll give them a couple of minutes here. Another one for safekeeping. Okay, yeah, they're definitely moving now. They're definitely moving. Incidentally, just so you're aware, the flare that's coming out on Voodoo that tells me where they are, I have that set to the last man, because I figure the first man in the group, he's probably going to get his ass shot first and foremost. So I put it on the last guy in the line. I figure he's probably got the best chance of surviving all of this. So, yeah. So far, it seems to be working okay. I don't know how many of our guys are still left, but I'm hoping that this CAS that we're doing here will actually assist them in their task. Their task, of course, is to take down all of the troops that have captured this town, or this village. And it is getting a little bit dark, you may notice. This is going to be fun. I'm thinking pretty much for the flight home, it's going to be under pitch blackness. Alright, there's Voodoo again. Okay, I'm going to hit them with another push. And we're going to do another flare in a couple seconds here. Just to make sure that they're getting to the opposite side of town. Okay, they're about halfway between the two villages. So they're heading to the southern side now. We're a little too far off. You can't really see them that well, but they are moving. They are definitely moving, which is good. That's what I want to see. Alright, so it might get a little bit boring from here on out because it doesn't look like there's much more left to attack, so we pretty much have to wait for Voodoo to do their mop-up. And I am actually going to turn on our landing light as a searchlight, and that should help them out. Oh wow, there's still one armor piece. As you can see from our cut to the outside, Voodoo has finally made it to the southern portion of town. And I think between Fred and Tyrone, they've managed to take out most of the tangos down there, so it literally should be a walk in the park for them. But there is still that one armor piece that's bothering me. And I can't quite see it, but I don't think anybody can hit it. So I'm wondering if it might be like stuck inside one of these buildings. That could be bad. And the reason why that could be bad is it's not going to give me a mission completion if it's still alive. We need to take it out. Somehow, some way. So, we can either rely on Pontiac 8. Hopefully they've got some rockets or some missiles left. Maybe they can just blow the entire building up. I don't know. I want to say I may have a couple of rockets left, but without my gun sight, it's going to be extremely difficult for me to try and see if I can get rounds on target. We do, however, have these miniguns off to the side. Those have tracers. That might do the trick. But I think before I do anything else, I'm going to rely on Fred to finish up what rounds he's got to see if he can get on target. Voodoo appears to still be moving, so this is good. I might give him an extra push, you know, just to be on the safe side. And we'll check in with them with the flares in a moment here. Just make sure all of my gauges are, well, I can't say still working because obviously some of them are not. You can see my ADI is pretty much dead. But yeah, the most important ones are still working. So like my altimeter, my airspeed indicator, my VVI in particular. That's kind of important in a helicopter. Alright, Voodoo, what's a good word? Where are you guys? Have you moved any further from the last time that we checked? They should just about be at the end of town. Yep, there they are. Okay, they are out of the town. They are booking it. They are done as far as they are concerned with their mission.
Pontiac 8 in from the southwest, engaging armor at balls 345 450.
Okay, and that is going to be a problem. I hope they hit it. Doesn't look like they did. Yeah, I didn't see anything light up there. Crap. Okay, so, yeah. There's no way in hell I'm going to get a mission complete if that thing is still alive. So we're going to have to do something. I'm going to swing around this way and see if Fred can hit it. I'm hoping he has enough bullets to take it out. Go get him, Fred. Do me proud, buddy. Alright, that also at least tells me where this thing is. Because Fred's got eagle eyes, you know, him and Tyrone. Okay, so it's definitely stuck in the building because not even Fred can do anything with it. He's got like 15% of his ammo left. Alright, we're going to have to go out a little bit and come back in and make another pass. So here we go. But on the bright side, Voodoo is still on the move. We just got a flare from them. They are almost to the tree line. So, yeah, as long as they continue heading towards the LZ and don't forget to pop their blue smoke once they reach the LZ, then we should not have a problem at all. However, meanwhile, back on our side of the fence, uh-oh, Fred is officially out of bullets. Okay. That's going to be an issue. Alright, I'm gonna try what's left of my rockets. I'm pretty sure if my mental counting was any good, I probably have anywhere from like 2 to 4 rockets left. Let me check in on Voodoo real quick here. Voodoo, where are you? Okay, they are just about at the first forest. Well, I mean, it's the same forest, but you know what I mean, like the first entrance to it. As opposed to this part of the forest that leads to the LZ. We're going to be picking them up at the same place that we dropped them off. Try to make it easy on myself here. And aside from which, we've got this radio tower that we can pretty much identify in almost every lighting condition except pitch blackness. Alright, but I need a strategy here. And I don't know how I'm going to do this without the gun sight.
Pontiac 8 in from the northwest, engaging armor at Balls 3.
Alright, let's let Pontiac 8 try one more time. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Pontiac 8 has failed, which means I am going to take a shot. And that was way short, holy crap. I think that was also my last rocket. Yep, we're done on rockets. Alright, I need to switch to miniguns. Okay, well, that gives me an idea as to where to aim, but there is no way in hell I'm going to hit it from this side. So, I've got a plan. I'm going to go to the opposite side of town. Let me see if I can eyeball him. Yep, there he is, there he is. He is stuck inside the building. Look at that. Okay, so I've got eyes on. It appears to be a BTR. BTR-80, that is. And I am going to light his butt up. Okay. I'm going to pirouette around here. And we'll fire for effect and see which way these tracer rounds land. Alright, walk it onto him. Bingo! Gotcha, sucker! Oh yeah, he's smoking now. Ha ha! Alright! Well, that worked out in my favor. And I've still got 95% of my ammo left. That is a beautiful thing.
Nice work.
There we go. The tangos are down. Proceed to the LZ zone and extract Voodoo Squad. That was worth waiting for. Alright. So now, Pontiac 8 should basically be going back to their little orbit pattern here. And they're going to be waiting for us to pick up Voodoo before they rejoin on me and follow me back to Sukhumi. That is the plan, at least. But, as is typical for most of my missions, once we're done everything that we need to do, the last thing that I want to do is just do a quick BDA. And it looks like everything is dead. So, nice job. We did a great service today. Now we just need to pick up our guys. And they are already in that forest. Okay, so the time it'll take us to get over to the LZ, they should be just about in position and popping that blue smoke. I am okay with that. Let's see. So we're going to want another flare. Let me just get a closer look. Oh, okay. They still have a little ways to go. Yeah, we got plenty of time. Alright, so we'll loop around the far side of the clearing. And then we'll swing her around and bring her down pretty much roughly where we did the last time. Hopefully by that time Voodoo will have gotten into the area, at least close enough that they can launch a smoke rocket. Or not a smoke rocket, but a smoke grenade, a blue smoke grenade. And that should give us our exact LZ. And then hopefully if Eagle Dynamics has done their job correctly, we should be able to re-embark these same exact troops into this helo and take them home. At least I'm hoping that is going to be the case. You may remember in the beginning of this video I was complaining a little bit because it's not working perfectly. It seems to work fine if you're the only player helicopter.
Pontiac 8, passing waypoint 6 at 1,005.
Okay, thank you, Pontiac 8. However, if you've got AI in your group, like if I had an AI wingman and I tried to mount a second Voodoo squad on that helicopter, it will not let me do that. It's been reported, it is a bug, they need to fix it. So, yeah.
Pontiac 8, passing waypoint 7 at 1,300.
Alright, I'm seeing blue smoke down there, and I'm also seeing Pontiac. They are directly below me, so they're going to want to form up. Which means I'm going to need to hustle and get down to the deck and pick up Voodoo. And then we are out of here, folks. I'll try to spare you the long journey home, because honestly, you're not going to see a whole heck of a lot. It's dark enough out that in VR, for me, it's starting to really not be a fun experience. I don't know if you've ever noticed, but nighttime in VR in DCS is pretty hit or miss. During the day, we tend to set our gamma at around 2.0 or 2.2 just so everything is nice and vibrant. But a problem happens when night falls and you're in VR. All of a sudden, everything looks like washed out contrast. So you have to drop your gamma all the way down to the bare bones so that it'll actually look like night. So it'll be pitch black. But then, of course, the flip side to that is all the lights that are around, those also get considerably dimmer when you have your gamma set low. Alright, but enough of my yakking. I've got a job to do here. We've got to see if we can set down. I don't have the embark option just yet, so apparently Voodoo's not close enough. There they are. There they are. They're coming. They are coming, so we're just going to set ourselves down right next to the blue smoke. We'll wait for them to get into range so that they show up on the embark menu. And once that has occurred, we will, well, embark Voodoo. But you'll notice that the command was missing there. It will show up once they get in range. I'm going to go ahead and turn my light back on. I had been using it as a searchlight, but there's kind of no point if everything in the village is dead. So we use it as a landing light right now, so Voodoo knows, hey, we're here, we're waiting for you. And count with me, folks. Are you seeing 12 Voodoo Squad members there? I am seeing 12. It looks like they all survived. Holy crap. That has never happened before in a DCS mission of mine. Alright, guys. Everybody climb on board. We are going to get the hell out of here, go home, and, I don't know, maybe drink some beer or something. Okay, good deal. Voodoo is on board, so our doors are closed, and we are heading the heck out of here. Oh boy. Okay, so yeah, the other side to embarking and disembarking troops, wait. Yeah, we've got 12 soldiers on board, so this helicopter is considerably heavier. Okay, I need a little bit more collective for this. Hoping my EGT gauge is one of the gauges that's still working. I'm losing FPS as well too. It's probably stuttering in the video, so once again, my apologies. Alright, but I think we got it. I think we got it. Yep, we got it. Okay, so now all we need to do is gain some altitude, point in the right direction, set the trimmer up again, and put on the autopilot, and hopefully By the time I finish with all of that, Pontiac 8 will have gotten back into formation. I set them up the same exact way that I did when we were ingressing to our LZ. So they're set to follow, and they're set to front. And I believe the way that I did it, I set 8-1 to line up on my right side, and then 8-2 to line up to his left, approximately 600 feet to his left. So that will make 8-1, who you can see coming directly ahead, line up about 300 feet to my right, and then, of course, 8-2 will be 300 feet to my left. So yeah, that's how you do that. You can also set these guys up when they're not following you to escort the ground troops. In fact, the mission that I still have yet to show you, where we go ahead and rescue Merlin, I have them doing just that. When they go in with Voodoo to rescue Merlin, I'm giving you the plot already for the mission. They're actually going to escort Voodoo and help clear the place out so that that way they can help to locate Merlin. Won't tell you the ending, I won't spoil it for you, but all I can tell you is everything works as advertised. So yeah, this is a good thing. This is a very good thing. Hopefully I'll have that mission done for you and up in short order. It is a little dark in here though. I want to see if I can find my dome lights. Should be all the way at the back. I can't see the switch though. Crap. Of course, what you're seeing on your monitor is completely different from what I'm currently seeing in VR. Everything is washed out for me right now because of the fact that my gamma is still set to 2.0, so I can't even see which switch it is I'm supposed to be flicking. So yeah, I'll have to bear that in mind whenever I do any kind of mission that's going to end up becoming nighttime. I'll have to change the gamma. I'm not sure how that will affect like the final recording, but I have to basically play it by ear and see if I can work things out so that for me in VR it's actually worth my performing the mission that I'm also trying to record for you all. Alright, I'm gonna try it again here. Actually, you know what? Maybe if I have the nav lights on and the anti-collision lights on, that might help me see a little bit, and then I can find the dome light. I think the dome light is like right above. There it is! Okay! Oh, that is much better. That is much better, and now I can see what instruments don't work. Thankfully, we didn't lose a whole hell of a lot, so I am extremely happy with that. And apparently also extremely fortunate. Alright, there is Pontiac 8-1. I believe we need to make a left turn here. So let me do that real quick, and then I'll turn on the autopilot and we'll get our nav lights on and our anti-collision lights on for the trip home. And then more than likely what I'll end up doing is just cut the video. We'll do like another outside flyby shot. You know, I like doing those outside flyby shots. And then we'll cut the video and bring it back in once we're just about ready to land at Sukhumi. Alright, nav light on, anti-collision on. Yes. Okay, this is a beautiful thing. And I'm going to turn the landing lights off as well. Alright, so let's head back to the outside view. Let's take a quick damage assessment here. Okay, so HSI is down, ADI is down. Looks like our voltmeter's down. Radio altimeter is still working. EGT is working. Gas producer. Okay, so most of the gauges are working. It looks like only a handful of them got knocked out by a stray bullet. Well, probably not stray. It was intended for us. Alright, I'm going to turn off our dome light. There we go. We got the flashing of the nav lights. This is still a persistent bug. that Eagle Dynamics needs to work on. It should not be flashing inside the cockpit like it is. Alright, but let's go back to the outside and we'll cut the video. Okay, folks, off in the distance is Sukhumi. You can see the edge of the runway there, runway 30. And that is pretty much what I am heading for. So the terminal should be over there, but I'm going to come in from the runway 30 side, and then we'll kind of do our little hover taxi thing and bring ourselves back to the area where we need to drop off Voodoo, and then we can call it a night. So, what is next on the agenda for DCS? Well, I guess it's really going to depend on how soon I end up getting access to the Tomcat. Let me put it back to this. Okay, so our disembark is already up. I'm going to mark the zone where I need to drop them off. That should also give us some smoke and give me a better idea as to where I need to put these guys. I know it's going to be over there. I can't see crap. Alright, we'll figure it out when we get a little bit closer. So yeah, like I was saying, as far as DCS goes, depending on whether or not I actually get access to the Tomcat ahead of time, I may be showing you some of that. If I do not, if I get it the same time as you do, of course, you're going to be seeing a whole hell of a lot of Tomcat stuff. I'll be doing a first look, as well as going through, you know, whatever videos that I can put together for maybe like a brief tutorial or something, depending on whether or not there's already content out there. Obviously, if someone like Jabbers has a tutorial up, I'm going to direct you there because Jabbers is pretty freaking awesome. But aside from that, I want to do a lot more helicopter type stuff. So the Mi-8, I haven't shown that off yet in VR. I really need to. I need to show you what that's like. I've got a couple of Gazelle missions in the Persian Gulf that I'm working on. So I want to show you that also. That I think you've already seen in VR, so you already have an idea as to, you know, what to expect with that. And then, of course, there is the venerable Huey. I might even be convinced to get into the Ka-50, which, honestly, folks, even though I have all 4 helicopters that are currently available for DCS, I've only flown a Ka-50 like maybe once or twice. It is very claustrophobic feeling for me, so it's not my favorite at all. Even though it does have a lot of things that, you know, a lot of the helicopters do not.
Pontiac 9-1, cleared for visual, contact.
Alright, cool beans. So, we are... Wait, why...
Pontiac 9-1, Sukhumi, check landing gear, runway 30.
Okay then. Well, I guess I didn't need to call a tower. I don't know why he's telling me to check landing gear, though. I've got skids. My skids are fine. I'm pretty sure my skids are fine. And this is pretty much my exit. Alright, so we're going to swing right here. We'll head over to the apron. And we'll head over to wherever they put this smoke. Park right next to it and drop off Voodoo. And that'll be it. We are done for the night. So, while I'm moseying my way in, I would like to thank you all for watching. This has been Bel Geode. I have been flying in DCS World in the venerable UH-1H Huey. Still one of my favorite helicopters. And of course, this mission is a mission that I created myself. Eventually, I'll get around to putting the missions online. I do give you that promise. I don't know exactly when, but as soon as I've got some extra free time. As it is, I'm using my day off from work, which just happens to be Valentine's Day, February 14th, 2019, to actually record and finalize this video for you. Oh, and hey, look!
Further tasking available.
Hey, there's a mission accomplished message. There's our little guy. That's the MVP right there. He's the one who told us where we needed to go to accomplish this mission. Alright, but that will do it for me. So, as always, I would like to thank you all for watching. And if you enjoy what you've seen, please feel free to give me a like. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done so. And don't forget to share. I'm really loving when you guys share my missions. That's awesome. And I will catch you the next time, and I promise the next video we will actually rescue Merlin. Until then, ciao!